All right. It is Jennifer Sparks here. It's been a minute for me to be doing a live podcast, but so happy that I'm able to get back onto these streaming airways. Got the Funky Fathers live in the house. And I got to say about the Funky Fathers, I'm going to pull this up real quick. Shoot, my thing went down there. I wanted to show a website of the Funky Fathers. Unfortunately, my system is going totally haywire. But I just wanted to say a brief thing about Mike Mattingly and how I found Mike Mattingly years ago. Back in the day, I was watching California just totally destroy anything left of a medical exemption for vaccination. They had taken away the religious exemption. They went for the medical exemption. And as that moment hit, I will never forget, and I'm going to pull up Mike in here with me. Will never forget that whole thing there. Hold on a second. I'm going to switch myself because I'm showing up twice. And seeing him go, like, at that moment, belt out this poem that just blew me away.
Yeah, awesome. It was a crazy experience and just had to put something on the record. That's all. That's what I do. I put things on the record, like this album. We have rights to speak. They didn't want us to speak, so I did anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so so these are the bandmates. So you have a whole crew of Funky Fathers. I'm gonna try and get these guys in too. Hold on a second. My system crashed right before we went live. Everything's looking good. If you hear any audio issues, let me know. I think we're sounding pretty good, and we're gonna play some music. And I want to get these cool bandmates into the scene with us too. Hold on. Let me see if I can get them in there. Let's see, guys. That's me talking. So I don't know why I'm showing up in the group scene here. So, who did you bump into first, Mike? That joined the group of you Funky Fathers.
Yeah, so the first one is Wendell Rand, actually. So we in that 2019, actually probably 2008. We had met in the vaccine wars that were happening in California, and this is Wendell right here. He plays bass guitar. I don't know if you want to say something, Wendell.
Oh no, you're doing fine. That's about when we met. But we thought maybe we had run into each other before in the city playing music in the '90s or something like that. I think in San Francisco. The city means San Francisco, by the way.
That's right. When we say the Bay, it's the San Francisco Bay.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Mike.
Wendell was, it's just some dude I was hanging out with while we were out there, and turns out we played music, so we started chatting it up, and I'd become the Funky Fathers at that point because Funky Fathers is a name that came about because they would let you say your organization's name, and I noticed all these doctors were going in and say, "Hey, I'm Tom, and I'm with the ADA, and I represent 150,000 doctors, and we support this bill." And it's like, I'm like, "Well, I'm Mike, and I'm with the Funky Fathers Foundation, and we don't. I represent 100,000 million musicians, and they don't even know I'm here. We don't support this bill." And that's how the Funky Fathers actually came to be. And then Wendell is brought in as Funky Father number 3 next to John Wydogan. And then I believe I met Lars at a protest that same year, or maybe 2000. It was probably 2019. It could have been early 2020 in Santa Cruz. 2019. And we were on West Cliff, right next to the boardwalk, I believe. And then I didn't know he played music until probably a year later when we were at the beach, opening up the beaches when they tried to shut us down. And we'd formed a committee to reopen Santa Cruz to save lives. And Tim and and Lars were both in this backyard group I went to, and I was like, oh, these guys are awesome. And then they started showing up with instruments, and we were like hang out at the beach while the cops were trying to tell us to move along, and we were jamming. And then I don't know, Tim kept trying to get me to play music with him, and I finally did. And then we set up he was responsible for actually getting us on the street. I think he put together a trailer that we played across the street from the Board of Supervisors and the courthouse in Santa Cruz County. So we just blasted them with the counter narrative, and that's Tim. He's on drums, and Lars is on the guitar. All the crazy wah-wah effects and beautiful leads. It's all Lars. Man, I'm just strumming along. Having a good time.
Awesome. That's so awesome, guys. So
And
why don't we?
I met Tim before that. We played together in 2016 in a band on the One. I think we ended up calling the band, but that was a short while. So I already knew Tim. We played together before, so we ended up playing again with Mike after we both met Mike on the beach. I brought my guitar. Mike had his guitar. We didn't plan it. Mike just started playing his songs, and I was like instantly connecting with Mike musically and spiritually, all that.
Why don't we spin some of this music? So let's jump into, let me pull the record up here. So hopefully everything is gonna spin for me because I worked hard to get this record in here so I could play it for you guys. Sorry, let's see. Here we go. All right, like I think the record is super cool. I've been enjoying listening to it, and let me give it a play. Let's start with where we go. Where's the record? All right, here we go. Got a copy of the Funky Fathers, really awesome record. You can get it on their website. I had their website pulled up a minute, and while we're playing the song, maybe I could pull the website up again, but it's funkyfathers.com, correct? Is the URL?
Funkyfathers.com if you want to go straight to the music, you just #music afterwards, and it'll take you right where you can buy the album.
You can buy the album, and yeah, it's a great record. And let me pull up. I'm gonna start with the first track. I have a few tracks I don't want to play. The Wheels of a Revolution. I really like this track. Let me find. Here we go. Where did track 1 go? My numbers are all mixed up because I've been playing them. Where's the number 1 track? Hold on a second. Track 4, track 5. Where's track 1?
Oh, there's
Hold on a second.
page.
Let me see. What are we at? Track 4 here. Let's see. I'm hoping this is the start of the first one. Maybe it's just out of whack on my machine. All right, let me play it and stop babbling. Here we go.
This is My Little Tia.
My little Tia, onomatopoeia. You're the laughter coming out of the clouds. Yeah, you're raining down on me, filling up so dry sea. Nowhere I'd rather be. You make me so happy. Here we go now.
Let me get the mics back over here. Hold, now it's just gonna play. Hold on, let me pause for a second so I can talk again. Wait, I love this one too. Hold on a second. Bear with me here, guys. So I don't know why I thought I had uploaded the entire record into my system, and I'm like was listening to the first track, so it played My Little Tia, and which is a great song as well. Tell me about the songs. I wanted to play the first song, but I played the My Little Tia. Tell me the inspiration of that song and
That song? Yeah, just good. Finding someone in the middle of the pandemic. That's pretty much the inspiration to that song.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. That was a rough time. I mean, we both struggled here. Connecticut and California went through some real dark times with, we were living it. That's how, we connected, battling for informed consent and medical freedom, the very foundation of inalienable rights. Like, what else is there if there isn't the ability to say no to the government and to a product that has to be like literally injected into your bloodstream?
Yeah, criminal. It's criminal.
It's mind-blowing, honestly. So
I mean, and that's what really this album is about, is just being living beings who have rights that are given to us by the Creator. We don't need permission from the government. They work for me as far as I'm concerned. And if they don't work for me, I don't have to listen to them. And I won't.
Right?
Yeah. So, yep. And I've just found a bunch of guys who feel the same way. Yeah. Yeah. Did you hear that guitar in there? That was Lars. Like, just, we went into the studio. It was fun actually going to the studio. Like Lindell lives in Texas, and Tim lives in Mexico. So I brought these guys into a studio that I recorded in when I was a kid in a band called Skank and Pickle, and it's just down the street from my house. So we came out, practiced for a couple days since we never practiced really beforehand. We just got up and played on the street. No practicing required, but we went through the songs a few times, got to know them a little bit, and then we just laid down the rhythm tracks, and some of the vocal scratch tracks I actually just left the way they were. Like that song had a scratch track and then another track, and I was going to ditch the other track, but I liked them together, so I just left them. And yeah, that happened like that all over. And then Lars came in and just laid down some rhythm and leads that came out special. It's a real special album.
Yeah. So guys, to show tell me what song. So for some reason, I go from track 4 on, and I don't know why it didn't load all. It's 13 songs. It's 16 songs on the records. I don't know why it didn't load the other 2 songs. So from track 4 on, tell me what tune you want me to play.
What about you, Lars?
What tune?
Yeah, what tune do you want to hear? What tune do you want to hear?
Oh, I thought the question was for you.
So I'm diverting. I mean, I like the one with, like, I think Lars did great on this tune too, is Lift My Frequency, which if you look at the album cover, you can see that we're hovering above this bass speaker in the middle of nature. It's making us elevate. So it's kind of about elevating off the planet, and it's a lot different than most of the music. It's a little more complex than a lot of the stuff that we do. I made an effort to keep the music simple so that people could jam with me, but this one's an exception. I thought maybe I would never be able to play it the way I wanted it to hear, and then it came out really well. So I'm happy that it became something that I was happy with.
Nice. All right, let's give it a spin. Hold on here while I get this queued up. Live in real time. Here we go.
And we don't have to listen to the whole track, but or we can do this one.
No. Hold on a second. Let me go back.
It's a good one too.
It is a good one. Hold on. was track 8. Let me see, where are we? Lift my frequency, right?
Yeah, track 8.
Track 8. Okay, so why is this? Let's see. Well, this is the strangest thing. It's labeled, everything is wackadoodle, man. I don't understand. If you saw what I was looking at, you'd be like, what's this lady doing? She's, no, it says it's 4 minutes and 10 seconds. That's the lift my frequency, and I go to play it, and it ain't that. Hold on a second. Here we go. That still's not it. That's not it either.
It's the one right before that. Yeah.
Yeah, track 8. That's track 9, right?
Yeah.
And this is track 8.
Okay, this is it.
This is it? Okay, perfect.
Hey!
A little quiet. You turn it up.
Well, it's not quiet broadcasting.
Gotta lift my frequency in order to be free. Gotta lift my frequency, rise above all enemy. Gotta lift my frequency, elevating in
Let me just say that again because I had the mic off while we were playing the record. So that. Anyway, great record, guys. What are your plans? What are you going to do? Are you going to be funky fathering around? And Mike, you've been down here to Connecticut. You played at our barn, and that was spectacular. Lots of fun. So what are you guys thinking of doing? Are you taking this show on the road? What is your future plan?
Well, right now, we're going to be bringing out Wendell from Texas, and Tim can't make it, but we got a guy named Mark who comes in and he's going to play, and he may play keyboards later when Tim's there. So we're kind of just making it. I'm making it so there's a road-worthy aspect of the Funky Fathers. And then when people can make it, being funky fathers and having fatherly duties, kind of whoever's going to make it is going to make it. I mean, that's always been the philosophy, my philosophy with this band, because I used to be very dogmatic about getting people to commit and things of that nature. And it was just a lot of stress, and I just want to play. So, I mean, I can play by myself, but I'd rather play with a band. And we got a couple shows, one up in Willits at Shawnee Pub, and then that's on, when is that? The 12th, it's like on the 3rd, is that right? Can't hear you, Wendell. Are you muted? Can you hear Wendell? I can't hear him.
I can't hear. Hold on, let me see where Wendell went.
Anyways, yeah, we'll be playing at in Willits. I think it's on the 3rd, and then of January, and then the 30th of December. We're going to be at Knight's Ferry in California. These are both all California gigs, and that's at Rick's Saloon. And then we're going to be playing my 60th birthday party in Campbell, and we're gonna have a big party, and we're gonna have a good time, and then we're gonna have a couple other gigs hopefully in the meantime, just while they're out here, hopefully play 6 or 7 times, and then they're gonna go back. And my plan is to take this thing on the road with me and whoever can come.
Yeah, you know, we talked about last year you coming out to the Pork Fest in New Hampshire, which I think would be so super cool to do that. Now, we're not putting the stage up there the same way we did the couple of years ago. We didn't go this year, but it's a cool space. I don't know if you'll be touring the whole country again like you were with the band. That's quite a task to do with with a crew of people, but
that's my intention, is to tour eventually, to only tour.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of, working to make this, it's expensive to make this stuff work right now, but it can be self-sustaining as long as you kind of stick to it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how I feel about it anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's play another song and then we'll wrap it up. Your album is so good. I've really enjoyed it. I wanted to play the first track, and I don't understand why it's not showing up in my iTunes. It's something like totally stupid. So let's see. What do you want to play?
How about Who Owns Your Body?
Who Owns Your Body? What number is that?
What is that? I think it's 6.
6. All right. All right. I'm on number 6. Let me. 7.
7.
Okay. Let's say Who Owns Your Body. I'm gonna put your album cover on with my phone now. I have the phone and it has a camera, so it puts it into OBS when I'm playing it. Not like everybody needs to know that. There's all this back end stuff in what I'm doing with Video Ninja and OBS. So just talking about that because that's part of the production process of this. Here we go.
There we are, the embers of the flame of liberty. Yeah, you thought we were snuffed down.
my player is just totally nutty. I don't know why it's all out of whack when I just had everything up here and I'm playing all. You're getting little clips of the songs, little tidbits. That's why people have to go out and get the record. Oh, there was the Wheels of the Revolution. It's saying that it's track 4, and I think what it is maybe when I've played them. Like iTunes is strange. I don't know why it's not just. Hold on a second now. Okay. So let's see. So guys, tell me about what your like thoughts are on this record and what you guys want to do and what your plans are with Mike. He doesn't want to take the center stage. So tell me your inspiration, how you hooked up with Mike, and the music on this record. And this is a question, obviously you guys stand for like medical freedom and informed consent. I think that's super cool. See, here in Connecticut, man, I'm an artist too. I play music, produced a festival for years and years in radio and whatnot. And a lot of artists just really jumped onto the bandwagon with the narrative of the government control over what goes into your body, So I think a record like this is why I'm attracted to having you guys on this podcast and talking about, music unmasked, because it really comes down to taking a stand with your art form and saying no to something and being, at a time when it's just wasn't popular, at least in Connecticut, man. I was blacklisted, still am till this day in many ways. So tell me your experience with all that.
Of sort of getting out there and standing up and I hate to use the word protest, but really kind of standing on our rights, on our God-given rights, unalienable rights. Something we had to do in 2020 and 2021. They were closing down the beach. They were telling us, you can't be on the beach, you can't play in the clubs. There were no venues to play. Everybody just really bowed down to the tyranny, and nobody really stood in their rights to be able to contract freely, to be able to run a business and feed your family. And this went on for a while. It wasn't just 2 weeks, right? I mean, so we took to the beach, and we ended up not only being out there when they closed. They actually said the health officer of Santa Cruz County claimed that she closed the beach. And you can't close the beach. Little did we know at the time, it's actually in the Constitution, the federal Constitution and the California Constitution, that you cannot close a right of way to a body of water. We just knew intuitively that you couldn't do that you can't close a beach. And we started getting out there every Saturday. And then that turned into putting the band together. So every Saturday night, we would set the band up on the alcove above the beach. And we'd have a bonfire, and we'd invite everybody who wasn't afraid, that they were going to get the big germ and kill each other. And we all partied out there, and we played this music. And we'd play, one long set for, an hour and a half, couple hours. And the next thing you know, we had 2 bonfires and 3 bonfires. And freedom was really, liberty was spreading. I mean, the next thing you know, we had 200 people on the beach and 20 bonfires. And every single Saturday night, this went on for about a year and a half, and every Saturday night, the false authorities would come and say, hey, the beach is closed, you have to leave. And we'd say, well, who owns the beach? Just like who owns your body, right? I mean, it's who owns the beach? And so they couldn't really answer us. So then they just walk away. And so we keep playing, and keep partying and keep having a great time. And so, but at the same time, we were teaching people how to stand in your rights, and not to bow down and not to just do whatever they tell you, but really think about, why are they telling you this? And say no, stand up for your rights, just don't do everything you're told. So that went on for a good year and a half. And that was really, what made this band really thrive. And Mike wrote the most amazing freedom songs. And, this whole album. In fact, both of the albums are just all about that. And they were literally written out there on the bandstand. I mean, Mike was just coming up with this stuff. We didn't even know what he was playing, right? It was like, he would start playing and we would just start backing him up. We were like, we don't know what this is, Mike. Like, what's the chords? Where's it? And he's like, just follow me, and the next thing you know, we had, an album worth of material and then another album worth of material, because he was just so prolific during that time period. So it was really, really fun, and it was really organic and really honest. And we weren't just writing, Mike wasn't just writing songs about, doing drugs and getting laid. And, it was really, a lot of substance there behind these songs. And that's why they really stand on their own. So I was really excited to be a part of that.
Nice.
Lars, what do you have to say?
Yeah, it was an interesting experience, how it just kind of developed. We are just hanging out and the bonfires and the crowds got bigger. People got together. There was like potlucks. People brought food. This guy, he was like in charge of barbecuing Andres, and someone brought like a big blanket you could throw on the beach for dancing, and so people would be dancing. I mean, yeah, it was amazing to connect with people that felt the same way, people I'd never met before. It was just like one big family, and we just all spoke the same language. And I think a lot of people at that time were felt kind of lonely with, all the weird restrictions. And all of a sudden, there was also this guy who was super prolific as well, David Rodriguez, and we had talks around the bonfires, and we just kind of learned from him and from each other about standing up for our rights. And so I felt like it was like I felt very empowered, and I'm not as scared of talking to authority as I used to be, or scared, but just kind of it was really cool to learn about our rights and law in general and natural law, all this stuff. um and just, yeah, we had fun. We traveled around. We played the beach many times. Like it was freezing cold at times, I mean. But we did it anyway, and it was an amazing time. And it was like 2 years of that. We just didn't play only the beach. There were some events. We played at private parties. We were invited. We drove around, and it was a really cool time. Met some amazing people. Very grateful for the experience. And the first record there was recorded in just me, and it was hot in a small space in the basement, and it was like really dark in there. It's just like the conditions, but music came out great. But the album was way different because all of a sudden we're in like a professional studio and we're taking our time to really work on the songs and improve them and to another level. So it's super fun to have the ability to have the freedom to work on the music in the studio. And Mike was very generous with the time because time the the clock's ticking and costs a lot of money. The guy who recorded, the engineer, Robert, what's his last name? Anyway, amazing guy, fantastic experience. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. Roger, over.
What say ye, Mr. Wendell?
Can you guys
Can we hear you? Oh, we can't hear you.
Did
can
we
you guys
lose?
hear me?
What happened?
Huh?
I,
Sign language.
Are you
Let's do a
muted?
sign language interview.
let's see. Let's see what's going on. Oh, no, he's not muted. He had bad audio, I think, and that might be why. I'm not sure.
Well, if we can just interject anytime, Wendell, but I'm going to say a little something about Wendell. So Wendell and me started jamming like in 2019 before the COVID stuff. I just go up to his house and we'd play, and he was in Northern California, and we did some stuff in Sonoma where people were doing freeway postings and like letting people know that. And this was after the SB 276, where they took away the medical rights for exemptions. So we would like go up and still like put these signs across the freeway, letting people know that you you don't have to. That, and I can go up and hang out with him, and then I go over and jam with him, and it was just great to I'm actually a bass player, so but Wendell's a great bass player, so it was great to like be able to play just some of my tracks with him, and we jam out. He'd play me his funny songs, and we'd jam out together and had a good time. But then I was all excited because I thought, okay, something's gonna happen here in California. We're gonna start like a freedom band. It's gonna be awesome. And then Wendell's like, by the way, I'm moving to Texas. I gotta get out of here. The skate park has filled in all the bowls with sand. I cannot raise my kids out here, so we're moving to Texas. And that was hard to swallow, but I just really wanted to do an album with him, and I'd go across the country, and I was traveling across the country, and you can see that on the "We Do Not Consent" video that's on Funky Father's YouTube page, and you can see Wendell played with me in Texas, and I would stay with him, and it was a lot of fun. He got to be there when I finished out the contiguous states, and he came with me like in the heart of the pandemic right to the Capitol in Texas, and I just really wanted to honor him with having him come play with me, because it was a lot for people to stand up and really be accounted for in that time period. So for me, Wendell's a blessing. Unfortunately, you can't hear his beautiful voice, but you can hear it on a couple of tracks he sings background on. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, on Wheels of the Revolution, you can hear the all the harmonies. Like it was nice to be able to like lay down some harmony tracks on this album and really kind of take our time and have a good time doing it.
Yeah.
Thanks to Lars for making me do a lot of harmonies. Yeah, so it was
Very
a good
cool.
time. Yeah, beautiful people, and just a blessing. There's a lot of other people I played music with during this time period that are a blessing too, and I love all of them.
Well, the record is a reflection of that. You guys got a good synergy. It's a great sound. It's a lot of fun listening to it. And the content of it is just great because really, at the end of the day, it's the artist that helped transform, like, let's get out of this muck. The solution is the music, it's where you can rock out. Like, I don't want to play those because I just think of like a little kid like coming in here and be like, oh no, on my show, because I got a lot of moms and stuff with little kids, but because my grandson with the Senator Pan song.
Yeah, well,
Senator Pan is a dick in a box. I have to say it, but it's so catchy though. So you get like a little kid, Senator Pan is a dick in a box.
It's true. It's true. I mean, that song is actually. I saw the video the other day. It's like my friend Jaslyn Ball. She was arrested in 2019 with me at the Capitol. Right, we all 7 of us got arrested. She was one of them, and then we came back in 2020, and there were 4 or 5 of us in the Capitol. Right, and she was in there, and Senator Pan was trying to put together a bill, and it was talking about paying out the doctors all this outrageous money for jabbing people, right? And so she was in there, and she's like, trying to wear a mask, and it's so hilarious because Dick Pan is down on the floor, like we're in a balcony that's like 80 feet away from him, right? And he's literally in a plexiglass box. He's in there. He's got a mask on. He's got a microphone in front of him. There's nothing. He's totally safe. But no, up in the balcony, Jaslyn's behind this plexiglass, I don't know, divider. There's a microphone, and her mask is hanging down, and she starts to talk, and he's like, "Put your mask on, put your mask on, put your mask on." And finally, she's all, "Senator Pan, you know me. Look at you. Look at you. You're stay a 1-star doctor, and look at you. You're a dick in a box." And then the next time I went to Sacramento, there was another Dick Pan thing, and I wrote that song on the way up. I didn't want to go, and my friend Andrew was like, "You need to come up. You need to come up for this." So, I got in the shower to come up, and I wrote that song because I just kept thinking about Jaslyn and like calling him a dick in the box. And it's it's a Saturday Night Live skit too. I'm forgetting the guy's name who did the song, but Justin Timberlake. Yeah, so he had done a version of Dick in the Box on Saturday Night Live, but this was a completely different version that had nothing to do with it, and yeah, it's pretty funky. It's a pretty funky song.
That's so funny. Is he still senator? Is he still rotting out California?
He termed out, but he's running for a congressman.
Oh, lovely.
Against Kevin Kiley now that they've redistricted everything.
Yeah, guys, we gotta work cut out for us. That's for dang sure. So it's refreshing to have some music like this. Yeah, it's necessary on the battleground,
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the one thing that I do believe that these are weapons. Right. So these are weapons that cannot be blocked out. If you hear it, it penetrates. Right. And that's the whole point of doing it. I couldn't release anything on the internet. And so I just went onto the street and that was it. We were on the street. These guys, 60 weeks in a row down at Twin Lakes Beach. Did not rain and stop us from playing. It rained one time, and then when the bonfire started, the rain stopped. And that was it. We kept it going. And that was for a year and a half. It didn't rain on Saturdays. It was awesome. Incredible.
California is so beautiful. I absolutely love the beaches there. Like the thought that they try to close the beaches, like the beaches are closed there. It's so nuts to me. And then I think about, Connecticut was a cool place too back a while ago. And California was amazing. I mean, you just can't get better than that. It's such a beautiful place. And it's so just depressing that, California and Connecticut have just turned into it's unrecognizable, honestly. What the government is trying to do. The people are great. And I hear there's a lot, California is on fire with people saying, no, they're tired of this crap. They don't want to deal with it. And so you're in the same battleground I'm in Connecticut. You guys got a supermajority out there? Are you under one-party rulership? I know you got that idiot Newsom still.
No, we're a super majority now.
What do you mean a super majority? What is that even?
That's what happens when you... I think we had... there was 5 senators or five assemblymen and 4 senators of the opposite party, and now they've redistricted to make it worse. So I'm calling it a super majority. That's my own thing. It's already a super majority. People can't see that happens with a super majority. Now we're gonna find out what super majority looks like. Very excited. Yes, it's lunacy, but they're just false authorities.
Yeah, truly, absolutely.
Just don't attach to their system.
That's I think this, one of the big solutions is to step outside the system, and your music is definitely stepping outside the system. So we're gonna wrap it up. Any last words you want to say or thoughts you want to say, and we'll close out. I'll try to play the right track. I don't know why iTunes has all the tracks all mixed up and nothing makes sense. So every every tune we play, even if we don't play the one we were talking about. By the way, as we're live streaming, I will go back in and edit a shorter video and take out all like the live stream kind of things and put together a little bit tighter of a video, which I typically do. So yeah, any last thoughts that you want to share? And
Lars?
Hmm. Hmm. I have a question. Why can't we hear you, Wendell? Can you hear me, Wendell? I can't hear
The
you.
mystery.
Are you there, Senor?
Man,
No?
I can't hear him.
He's gonna do sign language again.
Yeah, I just want to send out like a wish, or like a prayer, like manifestation of that this music will reach far and wide, and that people will get the message. And I'm excited to be a part of it. And thank you. That's about it. It was an amazing experience to be a part of recording, and I think to me it feels like there's a lot of music. There's a lot of many stories and all that, and it's fun to connect the music with the words and all that. Um,
Yeah.
always curious to hear which songs people are liking the most. I have my own personal favorites, but yeah, maybe you want to share that with us. Which songs do you like the most besides all of them?
Which child do you like the best out of all?
Are you talking to me or Jay?
Jay.
I mean, I like Who Owns Your Body and because I think it says it all. But I also like 3-2-1 Snap. I don't know.
yeah, that's a good one. Gosh, and I love the We Do Not Consent. I absolutely love that one. It's a great record. It's got a lot of variety in it. It moves. It's funky. It's got rhythm. It's good. It's just good stuff, you know. If you make it out here to the East Coast again, we'll have you up at the barn and all your bandmates. That would be so super fun. You know, the music is something, I don't know, gives me the hope that I need in this crazy dark world. You start like looking at these characters. Sometimes you just gotta turn that off. You gotta like jamming out to the music is great because it's like saying, you know, hey, I'm not tolerating this crap and I'm gonna have a good time as I fight it. That's the coolest thing. It's got groove. It's got funk. You want to get up and move. My little grandson's dancing around. You know, he's shaking in a movie. It is. I'm listening to the record. It's good stuff, guys. It makes me smile at a time when you start to think about all this stuff, but especially being in Connecticut and California. We are like, okay, so California blazed the trail with these medical fascist mandates, starting with children, who are the most captured audience ever. And then government is buying all these jabs and then mandating these jabs. And then they have this captured innocent audience. And everybody just believes the propaganda narrative. So it's like these dark times, and you get so tired of these people that, you know, it's nice. I wish I could be on the beach with you guys with bonfires. You had it better during COVID than we did here in cold ass Connecticut because we didn't have no beaches. Oh, it was rough, man. Oh my God, I would love to have hung out with you guys on the beach.
Well, you're welcome.
I bet you did. And a dark time too. It's like taking and spinning that darkness. They wanted to break us with that. You know, they really did. They wanted to break us with that. They wanted to rip us apart, divide us up, make us a bunch of automaton drones that just does what the TV box tells you to. And, you know, it's like to be able to find that place in that dark time and have fun and have bonfires at the beach and give an FU to this ridiculousness. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And it
There's
attracted people, bypassers, because we were playing like elevated from the beach. There's like a little stage area with a railing, and we just set up generators, and so we had electricity because there's nowhere to plug in anywhere. So we brought our own power, and as we're playing there, lots of people were passing by. So you know they they got attracted to the music, and then I don't know if they liked the message, but I'm sure a lot of people did. Not everybody did, but
we also got
we
eggs thrown at us.
that's true. Yeah, we
What?
had
You got
these
eggs?
youngsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This photo, if you could see the photo that I'm sharing, the first album, Super Spreaders of Liberty, is us playing above the beach. You can see the sort of beach bathrooms behind us there, and that's that was one of the shows before the sunset. We always play at sunset, so it was really cool, right? It would start off warm and get a little chilly, and the wind would pick up, but it was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful sunsets, and right on the ocean there. But yeah, it was quite a time. Quite a great time.
Now, for folks who
Sometimes.
that's awesome. So, for people who are on the East Coast who've never been out to the West Coast before, I got to tell you that sunset in California is like nothing you've ever seen. East Coasters, man. I'm glad that I've been able to be on the West Coast and watch that sunset because that's a kind of magical thing there you guys got going on.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was a guy. If you go to Wendell's showing some pictures. Anyways, so if you go, so one of the things that reasons I did this in particular, there was a guy named Tom Quinn who was like a radio host on a local radio station out there who was always like calling out the BS and stuff, and huge anti-vaxxer. He's probably like 85 now. I don't even know, 80. He's getting up. He's not that old. Maybe he looks great. I can't tell how old he is. That's the truth. I don't know how old he is because he's old, but he's got a lot of energy, right? And his message to me and everybody is whoever's having the most fun wins, right? He's like, you want to win this battle against these tyrants, have more fun than they're having. And that's it. So that's what we set out to do. And I think we accomplished a lot of that,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Tom's idea to set up the band across from the courthouse where all the government tyrants were, and so we just got a trailer and parked it right across from the courthouse, from the big government building, and just started blasting them with freedom music. We had we had dancers and talks
in the middle of the street.
Right in the middle of the street. Yeah, it was just so epic, and people are like, "What is going on?" People are honking their horns, and so it was just such a great experience.
And we also did another thing that morphed out of that was free hugs because people were scared. But a lot of people that connected people, and that was pretty cool, pretty powerful. Going around Santa Cruz by the ocean with free hug signs, and people would just volunteer. To connect people. That was another thing that made a lot of people smile, and sharing love and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have like sit up and the band would play and free hugs be going on. People would get out of their cars on a turnout, literally just park the car in the middle of the street, run over and hug us because they hadn't been touched in like 6 months or whatever by anybody. And they were given permission to come get a free hug, and they did. It was a crazy, crazy time to think back about it, kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to believe. It's like you forget how crazy it was, actually, And then, I don't know, so I review some of the stuff just to kind of like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's pretty wild. But we did a lot. A lot of people came together. So it's, I was uplifted by the group of people that I ended up hanging out with. And there was like a guy who came from Denver on the night of rain, and he met us earlier. He just was at the same restaurant as us, and we invited him over. There was one Mexican restaurant that stayed open. We'd always go eat there after we played or whatever. And this guy, he came, and it was Saturday, and he brought his lady with him. And he was like, I was so happy you guys were here. I wasn't sure if you're going to be here because it was a rain. So it was kind of a thing that happened that like people kind of put it in their schedule. I'm doing this Saturday night's the bonfire. So people just like, there'd be a lot of different people every night, but it was great. People came from all over the world to be there. It was amazing. Amazing.
Everything was closed. Early on in 2020, I mean, there was nothing open. It was like we were the only thing going on.
We supported place. No, they're like one of the few places that didn't do the mask BS. So we went there. Huh?
Tremonti's.
Tremonti's, yeah. That was a great place, and there was we wanted to support businesses that didn't follow the bullshit rules, and
we'd show up with 50 people, drinking beer and eating pizza with no mask. Everybody's hugging and sharing joints, and nobody gives a shit. People would drive by and go, look at those super spreaders.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's why the first album was the Super Spreaders of Liberty, because we were big super spreaders apparently, according to the government.
Yeah. Well, great stuff, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out for dealing with my tech issues. It's been quite a minute since I've had to put a podcast together. I've got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that's kept me off of the airways, but I'm back now, and it was great to kick that back off with the Funky Fathers. Great record, a great message with the record. I wish you guys the best of luck, and hope you make it out to the East Coast one of these days. I wish I could make it out to the West Coast someday and see a sunset and hang out and jam on the beach with you guys. That sounds like a real good party.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Yeah, it's good to see you, Jay. She makes an appearance in the We Do Not Consent video, because she came out to interview me in the middle of the darkness after I'd done my 6th capital of the day or whatever it was. That was quite lovely to like have somebody show up and participate. So it's a pleasure, and I plan on seeing you in 2026 for sure. I'm definitely taking this across. I'll be out playing across the country, because I wasn't put here to be an Uber driver or a Lyft driver. I was here to play music. So that's what I plan to do.
Nice. Well, put PorkFest on in your ideas there. If you can get out to New Hampshire, it's cool. It's a cool event. It's really cool. So I think your music would be really well received there. So.
Yeah, so if people want to like get a hold of us to come play your event, give me funkyfathers.com. You can just go right in there and message me.
Absolutely. And I'll put all that stuff out there, guys. I'll put all your information into the video notes, and I'll post this around and put some notes into YouTube. Bear with a one-woman production show here. I wish I had like 2 of me so I could do all these parts and have it all run like a smooth system.
I heard you got grandkids.
Yes, I do have grandkids.
Well, they can do it. So put them to work. They probably know more about the system than you do.
Well, not yet. They're still babies, so they'll figure it out, though, I'm sure. So, thank you guys so much. Here, I'm screwing up everything. Let me pull it. Thank you so much, guys. You have been great, and keep me posted on how things go with the Funky Fathers.
All right, I will.
All right, good night, guys.
All right.
Good night. I'll be back live again. I've got a lot to talk about with things coming up in the future here in the state of Connecticut. Recently came out that 10 children died from the COVID vaccine. Well, I have a lot to talk about with that. In the next live that I'll be doing, going to be talking about 2 of those children right here in Connecticut. Happened right away, and it's interesting how the state of Connecticut just wants to cover it up and not talk about it. But sorry to leave on that note. So maybe, you know what? I got to spin these guys' record. I'm going to spin one more track as I'm leaving out, so you can ruminate on that instead of this awfulness. So we'll spin another track from their record as I end this live stream. All right. I don't know what this track is called because it just says track 9. So, and I don't know if it's actually track 9 because for some reason my iTunes is all whack-a-noodle. So here we go. There we go. That's a good jam.
There we are, the embers of the flame of liberty. Yeah, you thought we were snuffed down. We were only smoldering. Now the winds they are blowing. Gonna lick these cinders free. Gonna set this world on fire with that smoke from liberty. Yeah, we will raise in towns near and far. Yeah, we know who we are. Your days are numbered. It's written in the stars. Yeah, we are the embers of the flame of liberty. Yeah, you thought we were snuffed down. We were only smoldering. Now the winds they are blowing. Gonna lick these cinders free. I'm gonna set this world on fire with that smoke from liberty. Yeah, oh, you devils, let the levers of dawn show. We can never own our spirit. We will never sign away our soul. Oh, stand in the night, stoke that firelight, make it burn bright to ignite the sign of freedom taking flight. Oh, across the sky, see these sparks they fall like rain into the hearts of men, brush fires of liberty burst into flame. that spark from liberty.
across the street from the Board of Supervisors and the courthouse in Santa Cruz County. So we just blasted them with the counter narrative, and that's Tim. He's on drums, and Lars is on the guitar. All the crazy wah wah effects and beautiful leads. It's all Lars. Man, I'm just